Were there any items that came across to you as particularly interesting or surprising, sort of exciting in that batch of discoveries and revelations?
There were a few things. One is my misperception about how much storyline, quote unquote, Bowie had done for Ziggy Stardust. I thought that he had kind of made up the story about Ziggy after he made the album, kind of. And when he's talking to William S. Burroughs in late 1973, and he's talking about black hole jumpers and Ziggy being an extraterrestrial messiah figure, it all kind of felt like the stuff that he had come up with, after he had made most of the songs. And now with all the release of the demos and particularly the notebooks in the box sets, Rock and Roll Star and Divine Symmetry, you really can see that, no, he spent a lot of time thinking up the book of the play that was never made, the narrative. He really did have this kind of structure in mind. And it kind of changed the album for me. I could see how Velvet Goldmine, for example, fit in much better with the storyline now, because there was supposed to be a character called Zip, who was Ziggy Stardust's manager, and the manager would be singing Velvet Goldmine to him.
Mm.
And it's like, obviously you can have your own interpretation of the song any way you want, but it's interesting to be like, oh, okay, this was intended as a stage role for this part that was then cut. And maybe that's one reason why he cut the song from the album, because it's a great song. I think many fans would argue it probably deserved to be on there more than something like It Ain't Easy, his Ron Davies cover that was actually recorded in Hunky Dory.
Yeah. Something that your writing has really done for me as a fan and interested party in David's career is sort of how you've helped build narrative around and shed light on the sort of what I call the proto Bowie.
Yeah.
And those years of trying on different persona and styles and just the ambition and the seeking that is wrapped up in all that. What did the flood of memoir and auctions and everything else that you've had metabolize over the last decade, what did they tell you about the proto Bowie that was new? And what other eras did you get really new understanding of?
Again, the releases of the demos that were collected on a set conversation piece shed light on an area which was always kind of shadowy, which was the period after his first album, when he pretty much got dropped by his label, by Decca, before he wrote Space Oddity and before he got his contract with Philips Mercury. There's sort of a blank spot